Hi everybody, this is Coach McCurry from Baseball by the Art. Today's video tip is for base runners attempting to steal, in this case, second base. Now I need to ask a question out there for you coaches. How many of you coaches were taught as players that when a runner takes a lead, that the very first step for a runner should be a crossover step? You take the left side and the runner, the first step needs to be a big crossover step to maximize that first step. And we teach players to have a big crossover. We teach them to throw their left side at second base, stay low, and a big crossover step on the way to second base. All right, how many of you have been taught that? Okay, probably all your hands up, mine included, because that's kind of how things worked. However, that's not how it works. If you ever watch base runners steal, pretty much any runner that is trying to steal second base, they almost never actually do that. So I have a little prop here, and I'm only going to use this to hold my balance because you're going to see what the base runners actually do. Now you would think that the footwork that I'm going to show you wouldn't make a lot of sense, but when you watch base runners actually do it, they all do it this way. So if you were to watch base runners in slow motion, a base runner will do a backwards step with their lead foot. Okay? If you know, when you watch the Olympics and you see sprinters, they all start in the starter's blocks with their feet behind them. They don't start with their feet underneath them. They start here with their feet and behind their body. So they're leaning forward with their feet behind them. Well, when a base runner sets up, of course, his feet are underneath him. And so what base runners instinctively know, their body just does it, is they get themselves as fast as they can in a position where the top half of their body is leaning over their feet and their feet are behind them, just like the track star. So when I cross over, of course, I don't ever do that, which is why the bodies of base runners never cross over. They take their lead foot, and the very first step you'll see the base runners do is to bring that lead foot back so that they can lean forward. So it'll look like this. They go back, and you can see how I'm leaning, and I'm just using this obviously to hold my balance here, but their first step isn't a crossover. Their first step is to take this lead foot, bring it back about 6 inches or so that they can lean, and then they push off like a sprinter would. And so the base runners who can get their body into that position quicker are the ones that tend to have the best jump. So crossing over with your left side really is a myth. It's something that is taught predominantly in baseball. And as I said, I was always taught this, but when you actually watch base runners do it, they never do it that way. Now, another thing as to why that's the better way is because your arms and your legs work in tandem. Of course, when you sprint, if my right knee comes up, my left elbow comes up. So it's the opposite. Right knee, left arm, left knee, right arm. Okay, that's how the human body works so that we can run fast. Now, when I cross over, like so many coaches teach, of course, it is unnatural for me to throw this knee and this elbow at the same time. That's not how the body functions. Okay, it should be, if my left knee is coming forward, my right arm should come up. And so that's very awkward if my first step is with my left foot. But if my right lead foot comes back, you can see when I throw my left side, my elbow and my knee are already in sync after that half step. So it's here, my left knee is forward and my left elbow, and then I push off and my right elbow and left knee go from there. So two benefits there. First off, I get my upper half to be leaning forward. I get my feet behind me, which is going to enable me a faster start. And I get my arms and my knees in sync after the very first step. So for those two reasons, that is why when you watch base stealers steal second base, you will never see the commonly taught process of throwing the left foot and crossing over. So it's something that I no longer teach because you just don't see that when you slow the video down. So look for it yourself, slow it down, take a look at it. I think you'll find that what I said is predominantly the case with base runners. So that's my tip for today. Give it a shot. It does take some practice, but if you can manage that, I think you'll see some better jumps from your base stealers. Well, I'm Coach McCreary signing off. Have a good day, everybody.